Hey there, my name's Tracy from Randomness of Rudy, and in this video we're going to talk about Sagittarius the Archer in a relationship with Cancer the Crab. This is a part of my YouTube series on the Sagittarius experience where I take a look at Sagittarius in a relationship with each sign of the zodiac. So if you haven't seen the first video I did where I go a bit more in depth on what it's actually like to date a Sagittarius, please go back and check that out. Sagittarius with Cancer is a tricky match, and it's primarily due to their elements alone, really. Sagittarius is a fire sign, so it's very action-oriented, very active, and enjoys being out and about. And Cancer, in the meantime, is a water sign. So Cancer is more emotionally active, and prefers comfort and nurturing and the security that Cancer feels at home in a domestic setting. So how you both approach life, what your needs are very different, strictly elementally speaking. But that's not to say this match couldn't go to the distance. I see this match happen pretty often, actually, and I think that it really boils down to gender. If it is a Cancer female, Sagittarius male, it'll probably work better than the reverse. And it also boils down to really your willingness to make this relationship work. Cancer is an energy that really enjoys taking care of others. And this is a sign that, is all about giving and sympathy and nurture and protection. And there's nothing wrong with that. Sagittarius, in the meantime, is more adventurous. Sagittarius, while Sagittarius enjoys coming home, it's just for a split second before he or she is back at it. And so these are your differences. And of course, in order for this relationship to go the distance, you're going to have to understand your differences. Sagittarius needs a long leash, and this is something that you'll hear throughout the series. Sagittarius is not a sign that is going to be thrilled about spending night after night after night indoors watching movies, no matter how good a meal you cook, Cancer, okay? The saying, the way to a man's heart is through his stomach, it's true, but it's not going to be enough for Sagittarius, okay? So you're really going to have to give your Archer a very long leash. And in the meantime, Sagittarius, you are going to have to learn ESP, and really do a better job at noticing your Cancer, noticing what he or she does for you, noticing how he or she feels in general when it comes to just your relationship, and really being considerate of what your Cancer needs in a relationship, which is really some kind of security, okay? Cancer is very adventurous as well, and Cancer will be totally happy to play the role of your sidekick. And that's why I think this relationship isn't so bad. Cancer is open and willing. But Sagittarius, you're going to have to be equally willing to spend time indoors and to really, be present and emotionally connected to your Cancer and nurture the relationship. That's going to have to be the trade-off, okay? As far as sexual compatibility here, it may be somewhat disjointed, to be quite honest. Cancer is very passionate when it comes to lovemaking and really likes to consume his or her lover. Sagittarius, on the flip side, has more of a lighter approach, if you will, to lovemaking. And so anything that's too heavy or too intense in the bedroom, Sagittarius just isn't going to like. And so Cancer, if you can, try and lighten the mood. Try not to keep it so serious and so dramatic. And Sagittarius, in the meantime, be present with your Cancer when it comes to lovemaking. Your presence is really all Cancer needs to feel loved and supported, especially when it comes to sexual compatibility. So keep these things in mind. As far as your disagreement, this is also going to be a tricky area because when Cancer gets upset, Cancer tends to retreat into his or her proverbial shell. And Sagittarius is so busy doing so many other things that Sagittarius isn't even going to notice. And this is going to make it even worse. So Cancer, you're the one who could stand the benefit of really expressing any kind of grievance, any kind of disappointment, and really speaking your mind clearly so that Sagittarius knows what's going on and can address the issue, okay? But it's going to be up to you, Cancer, because if you're upset and you expect your Sagittarius to understand and know, you're going to be waiting for a while, all right? You need to be very upfront with your Sagittarius. And keep in mind that your Sagittarius will be just as upfront with you. All right. And I pause in saying that because Sagittarius is very direct and doesn't necessarily do a good job when it comes to tact and consideration towards others' feelings. And this is because Sagittarius is all about the truth and will put it out there, okay? So Cancer, know that you need to be very upfront about your feelings and also expect to get the same in return, whether you like it or not. Okay, so this is a tricky match, but like I said, if both are willing to understand the differences that are brought into this relationship, Cancer's need for nurturing and protection, Sagittarius's need for adventure and play, if you can understand these differences and meet each other halfway, which like I said, Cancer is willing to meet you halfway. So Sagittarius, you need to be able to reciprocate. If you're able to do these things, there's no reason why this relationship couldn't last the long haul. If you want more information, feel free to visit my website at randomnessofrudy.com.